Welcome to this month's episode of Notable Music Podcast. I'm your host, Dan Steislinger. Today's episode features live interviews and performances with Jeff Betten of Misra Records, the hip-hop duo BBGuns, and the band Old Game. Up first is my interview with Jeff Betten.
T-shirt sailing is like high-value real estate here at Howlers.
I feel like that's like the Hall of Fame right there.
Yeah. Thank you all for coming out tonight. This is an edition of Notable Music Live, a free live podcast recording right here at Howlers. So give yourself a round of applause for coming out tonight. My first guest is Mr. Jeff Betten of Misra Records, and also a candidate for council in Northside, right? So we'll get to that in a minute. But first, let's talk about you, Jeff, and talk about your musical history and see, where did your interest in music start? What do you remember as a kid that kind of drew you to music?
So I grew up in, a lot of us, we get kind of dragged to church, and that was always my favorite part of it is, the part where we get to stand up and sing. Right. So, and then we got to pick an instrument in 5th grade, and I picked trumpet, and I was a band geek ever since. High school, I got into rock instruments, learned how to play guitar, started playing some bass, started singing a little bit, and...
Did you play in any bands in high school?
I played in a couple bands. None were very good. But, it kind of taught me the ropes. And
do you have any band recordings still on MySpace?
You know what? I often say what MySpace should do is they should just turn into an extortion racket. So, and they should just email us all out of the blue someday. And it's just sort of if you don't want any of this to see the light of day, you need to send us, $1,000.
You mean nobody wants to hear that Bruce Springsteen cover I recorded when I was 16? Anyone? Okay.
What Springsteen cover?
Take a guess.
Born in the USA.
No, oh man, no. Dancing in the Dark.
I couldn't imagine you went super deep. I couldn't imagine you were doing
a dream of mine is to do Rosalita though with the CD players, because that would be a really good one to do. All right, enough about me, enough about Bruce Springsteen, more about Jeff Betten here.
Yeah.
So you got kind of into the music industry too. I think you have an affiliation with Wild Kindness as well. And Misra Records.
So Wild Kindness is actually, that was my leap from musician to label guy, because I knew Andre Costello, who was on Wild Kindness at the time, so I became acquainted with the founder of that label. And as a result, when he was thinking about closing up shop, I got in touch with him and said I'd be willing to take it over for him. And I just kind of started learning by doing. We signed Chet Vincent into Big Bend. We kept releasing records by Andre. We signed the Harlan Twins. We signed Grand Piano. And we really just kind of hit the ground running. And, we never really looked back.
When did you get started with Misra?
Misra came, that was at the very end of 2014, and kind of in the beginning of 2015. There was some negotiating going on there. But that kind of came as a result of Wild Kindness, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't leaving anyone behind as a result of this proposal that they came to me with. I didn't want to make my name in the larger music industry, as it were, by putting out all these local Pittsburgh bands, and then the second, somebody else, offers me a job, I didn't want to flee the scene. So I said, well, the deal became, if Wild Kindness and Misra can kind of merge and become a label group, and they can get all the benefits pretty much of being on Misra as well, it's kind of like a smaller sister label to Misra, then I would do it, and they agreed to that. So
now, when you're, for lack of a better term, scouting new bands or musicians, what is something you look for in a band?
What we look for the most is just a determination, because there's a lot of talent out there, but at the end of the day, it's just a matter of how badly you want it, and often the best way you can figure that out is by touring. So if there's a band that wants a label, the best thing that they could be doing is just touring as hard as they possibly can.
Cool.
So.
Now you just threw your hat into the ring as a politician, running for council on the north side, correct?
Yeah, District 1.
District 1. What gave you an interest in politics?
Well, I've always been vaguely involved in politics. Definitely I've been a community organizer for all these years, as my role in the label too. And what happened is my girlfriend and I, we moved to this new house, and then almost the opportunity presented itself because we realized where we were in the city, where what election was coming up next, and then it just became an opportunity of if I ever wanted to, get involved, this is my opportunity. Put up or shut up.
And if elected, what could you bring to the table to local music and to local culture and entertainment? What is your vision?
Well, and that's what I think what we have going on right now is there's a lot of talk about what the city can be doing for the local arts and music scenes. I mean, obviously all of us either here tonight or who will be listening to this podcast feel that it's probably a lot more talk, and they're not really seeing a lot of actions. If I were elected, we're going to be, by the time this airs, we'll probably be seeing the official report, as I understand it, through the city for what we hired the gentleman from Austin,
right? Yeah,
to give us his recommendations. I believe that report will be out, and so if elected, I promise to fulfill all of the recommendations laid out in that report.
Great. Now you also are a recording musician yourself, and you just put out a single in the fall that I recorded on you with. What can we expect musically from you, Jeff Betten?
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff on my website right now, jeffbetten.com, that you can listen to for free. That's all going to be up on Spotify by the end of the summer. That's going to be the end of August. It's going to be on Spotify and Apple. And I kind of struggled with that for artistic reasons, but it was one of those things where, you have to go where your audience is. So we just decided to pull the trigger on that. We're also recording another project right now that this is early July when we're talking, but the last day we're gonna be done recording is July 15th, and so that will be out hopefully by the end of this year as well.
Awesome. Is there anything you'd like to promote or mention before we go today?
Yeah, we've got the band that used to be known in Pittsburgh as Honey, now they're known as Rave of Me. They're going to have an album out October 19th on Misra. And we also signed with the Hawkeyes, and they're going to have a new album out in sometime spring 2019.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much, Jeff Betten.
Thanks, man.
For coming and talking to us. Up next, we have a performance from BBGuns, so stick around.
Well, you're watching Notable Music Live.
And we are BBGuns. We're going to do a few things.
Let's do them. Okay.
This first song is called Willow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Willow tree. Yeah. Willow tree.
I see you underneath the willow tree. Well, I was just wondering, would you like to chill with me? I ask you where you've been, where you are. And I saw you driving by last night in your car. I like the way you wear your hair when the sunlight hits you. And when it hides inside the night, I bet it decides to miss you. And I know what it's like with my eyes closed. High notes amplified by the blindfold. Then I'm thinking of my time getting thrown away. Maybe you could slow today. Fucking tell me go away. Yeah,
my offer doesn't mark her. See, I'm just trying to conversate and congregate these other cons can wait. Trying to climb inside your mind, these other busters bomb the gates. Nervous, like I'm headed off to military service. Search for courage. This battlefield is bursting with insurgents. Sure, it's purchased with a purpose. Have me thirsting and observant. Emerging with the words you're deserving. Cause girl, you're perfect. But then she stopped me, thanked me for the coffee. Walked away, a shot to the head. But at least she kept it on its head. Let my palm and face combine inside like fuck my life. Your rejection so perplexing and vexing. It keeps me up at night. Fuck it right. There's plenty of fish for me to swipe on. That Cupid dude is stupid. I ain't losing to no bygones. Bet she callin', ballin', and confessing that she's stressing. We smoke until she breathless. Hit Pamela's for breakfast. Yeah.
I see you underneath the willow tree.
Willow tree.
Well, I was just wondering, would you like to chill with me?
Come on.
I ask you where you've been and where you are.
Where you are.
And I saw you driving by last night in your car.
Chill.
I like the way you wear your hair when the sunlight hits you. And when it hides inside the night, I bet it decides to miss you. And I know what it's like with my eyes closed. High notes amplified by the blindfold. Then I'm thinking of my time getting thrown away. Maybe you could slow the day.
Fuck it, tell me go away.
Yeah, yeah,
hey.
yeah,
Yo.
See you lying beside the ivy. I spent all of my life trying to find
Somebody that's like me.
a child divine. Yo, I feel the spirit try to guide me and realize that there's not nobody fucking like me. Well, hey, baby, I got no complaints. Well, maybe you could possibly
Untie me from these restraints.
Yeah, I got the message, learn my lesson,
Please and thanks.
Yeah, I think I know what I need, but I
Seem the reason stinks.
the light shines through your skin like a prism. The rainbow forms a bars around my heart. It's like a tiny prison. But something spiritual tell him didn't try to listen. Only the fact that the whole time I'm seeing twice the vision. The house out black, but our hearts locked up. We don't wanna leave
Cause we think our thoughts got scrubbed.
You see your touch,
What a motherfucking shock's blood. Give me life, give me more. Tell them so it's not enough.
Willow, willow, willow now. Willow, willow, willow now. Willow, willow, willow now. Willow, willow, willow now.
I go to sleep, watching you weep. I can't imagine every step when you're walking the beat. Yeah, when you're walking the beat. I can't imagine every step when you're walking the beat. Go to sleep, watching you weep. I can't imagine every step when you're walking the beat. Yeah, when you're walking the beat. I can't imagine every step when you're walking the beat. I go to sleep, watching you weep. I can't imagine every step when you're walking the beat. Yeah, when you're walking the beat. I can't imagine every step when you're walking the beat. Yeah.
Give it up for that performance from BBGuns. So let's start from the beginning, fellas. Why'd you guys get an interest in performing music? Like, what is your earliest memory that kind of you knew, hey, I think I want to do this thing? Joel, why don't we start with you?
That I really wanted to do this. I don't know. It was probably around the same time whenever we had started making music and collaborating together. We probably like an early show where we really saw people were like, yeah, you guys are great. And it was like, oh, okay. Well, you know, there's someone there are people out there that are into like what we're doing and like what I'm into and stuff. So it was encouraging to be like, okay, well, you know, if there has to be these people, then there has to be more people, and you just, you know, keep on fishing.
JP, same question.
If you mean like the origin of where I got the bug of like Molly Chan and Superstar, it would probably be like, I think Jeff said this earlier, but choir and church. I went to church every Sunday, and that was my favorite part as well. Hate to steal your answer, but it was mine as well.
What other than church music? Was there music that you listened to as kids? Like, is there anything specific that you remember listening to?
My earliest listening memories are Kirk Franklin, Lauryn Hill, and Montel Jordan in my mom's blue Cavalier.
There's nothing wrong with that.
This is how we do it, banging all summer.
So
like
you
96.
knew how to do it,
That's
is what
a
you're
foundation.
saying.
Oh yeah. Yes. Had that shit down to a science.
JP?
My parents were in there, like they were like 20 when they had me, and it was like Nirvana, Nevermind was out. So I heard that. That was like one of my first records I can like remember hearing. Alanis, I remember it was a big record in our home. Jagged Little Pill. I heard a lot of what was going on in like the pop alternative thing in the early '90s, and I think it's kind of where I like nostalgic for it still. I'm like chasing that sound.
Right on.
But putting rap on it.
Well, how'd you two meet?
We actually went to the same high school. He graduated a year, I believe, ahead of me. And I think he said one day, like I was walking somewhere through town, probably to my grandma's house to go and like whatever around there. And he saw me like with my headphones on, like just bopping along like I normally do. Because I'm one of those obnoxious people that does rap hands in public because I just get really into what I'm listening to in my headies.
We've talked about this.
And so then he was like, not long after that, JP hit me up on Facebook and was like, hey, wanted to go ahead, maybe we could hang out, like share like what we're listening to, maybe like make something. Because I had started rapping like a few years ahead of time, a few years beforehand, but like nothing too serious. And yeah, now we're here with y'all.
So has it always been like this collaboration? Have you guys ever been in any other like musical projects?
Before I did this, I don't know, started trying to rap on a whim. I did sing in bands and stuff like that. Like, but then I don't know. I liked the rap thing because I didn't have to deal with as many other people. I could like find instrumentals that I liked, or like meet people that I could just get that instrumental. Once I have it, it's mine to do what I want with, songwriting wise. And I wasn't very good at rapping for a very long time. Still working on it. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of evolved from the rock thing, but like never wanted to like leave it completely behind. There's always like one foot, but yeah, I would say that.
All right, would you guys like to perform a song?
Sure. Let's go ahead and do a song.
Standing at the edge of the chasm. Torn asunder by the thunder and the spasm. I sit and wonder how this wonder even happened. No point in asking, I just sit back laughing. Got a brother feeling like I'm chasing my tail. Getting laughed on my past like I'm racing with Dale. Taking dab after dab, I chase it with L. Cause the ghost that I host are just waiting to well. I'm the man I'm supposed to be. Or the man that I hope to be. Take a stand with the fans in the hopes to free any minds in the bonds of the open seas, please. Let me be your guiding light. Set a course for the shores where I'm shining bright. I could be the buffer where you lie at night. You no longer gotta suffer from the lies that strike. I'll be there every step of the way, no debate. Anyone who steps in the way don't relate. But it's all gravy and mash. I'm kick an authentic sentence while you chase the cash.
We keep on running in circles.
Circles.
We keep on running in circles.
Circles.
We keep on running in circles.
Circles.
We keep on running in circles, yeah.
Chip.
We keep on running in circles.
Hey.
And everything is so purple.
Chip.
We keep on running in circles.
Circles.
Feels like I'm chasing and escaping you at the same time.
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 Go.
At the same time.
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 Chip.
In a world full of purple people, girl, you are the church and you burn the steeple. There's a man that will stand on the earth beneath you. Understand of his random, be the first to teach you. Watch your paint dry till the peels off. When my mind's eye dry till the wheels off. All the time flies by, kinda feels off. She headed out to the night with a healed heart. They'll never love someone like you. Been spending all the time in my room. I like to view you, use the blue. Fly down and slide in my head and shoot. My little lie, you're bigger, you don't wanna die, we're all going to.
The way to survive is inside the old of you. Just don't let it take hold of you. Open your palms and hold the truth. Here's a hope that these songs will sow the roots. It's time to show and prove. Time to blow and lose. Tell the world we're moving through. Yes, y'all. BBGuns, y'all. Yes, y'all. Hey. And it don't stop. And it don't stop. And it won't stop. Hey.
I've been reading all the tea leaves, lost in the sauce of foreseen through the seaweed. The SEAL team burned the village to a DVD. The real me's turn chill and listen BBD. BB gun boy iller than the CDC. Sally Mae kid choked to the EBT. She talks sick with Paul Prince like EBE. See the new dot rockin' on the BBC. This time it comes around, I won't put up a fight. Put up the fight. The cycle comes around, it got me feeling alright. This time it comes around, I won't put up a fight. Won't put up the fight. The cycle comes around, it got me feeling alright. We keep on running in circles. Circles. We keep on running in circles. Circles. We keep on running in circles. Circles. We keep on running in circles, yeah. Chip. We keep on running in circles. BBGuns, y'all, hey. Everything is so pepper. And it don't stop, hey. We keep on running in circles. Circles. Feels like I'm chasing and escaping you at the same time. At the same time. At the same time. At the same time. At the same time.
Oops.
And we're back here with BBGuns. What was the name of that song you just performed?
That was Circles, It's Time.
Circles, It's Time.
All
yeah,
right.
Sorry.
Well, that's great. Let's talk about your songwriting process. What is that like? Like, do you guys each come up with your own verses? Do you help each other, like, edit things? What's that like?
Typically, well, for the last project more specifically, JP would come up with like a hook or something that would kind of serve as the nucleus, like provide like the subject matter. And then from there, we would both go ahead and conjure up whatever verse it was, whether it be, and then he would figure out like what he was going to do. I would figure out what I was going to do. And then we would send things back and forth to each other. And then as time would go on, we would tweak things, like maybe like this line could be fixed, or like this part could be sung and this part could be rapped, or whatever. And we just kind of go through it and edit it, see what sounds cool and what doesn't.
Are there any themes you guys tend to write about, or is it just kind of like whatever's on your head at a given time?
Yeah, write a lot about probably relationship stuff. I think that probably comes up a lot, or just like social interaction stuff, or but also like personal mental health things as well, or just like being in your 20s. The typical lost feeling, that's lost soul, was the song we'll be doing next.
So what's going to happen when you guys hit 30? Are you guys just not going to have any inspiration anymore?
Probably not. I'm just going to quit. That was always my expiration date. I was like, once you hit 30, you better be doing something, or you need to get a life, dog.
I'm just going to go do something else. Yeah. I'm going to just go do comedy or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe this is the start.
You guys have holding microphones up here and talking to people. I think you guys have like a future in stand-up comedy.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
He has the mic technique though of a stand-up comedian.
Right,
I like the game show host thing.
Well, what's coming up in the future from you guys?
Shows and stuff. A lot of big shows. We're trying to work on touring. That's hammer that home. I think that's like the big step to get out of here. And to get in front of like new faces and stuff. We just recently went on one with Soda Club, and it was like best case scenario. Like we came home with money in our pockets, and we sold stuff. It was very encouraging to get back out there, and we put on a good show, I feel like. So I think that's just the next step. New songs.
Do you want to add anything, Joel?
Oh no, I don't have anything. You covered
it.
New songs.
New songs, cool. What is your overall take on the hip-hop scene here in Pittsburgh? Is there anything you guys think Pittsburgh can improve on, or I should say the music scene in general?
I mean, there's always room for improvement. Like, no matter how good something gets anywhere, there's always somewhere where things can be tweaked. I don't know, though. I think musically that Pittsburgh's music scene is very, very healthy on all sides. There's a lot of great hip-hop and R&B acts that are out here right now that are really doing things. There's a lot of rock and acoustic and everything else under the sun acts as well that are really doing things. So, I mean, as long as we just continue to nurture the art, nurture the culture, do positive business practices, really supporting each other and putting each other on, I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be in a really good spot for years to come.
I completely agree. Where can we find your music?
Everywhere that music lives. Spotify, all the paid ones, SoundCloud, Bandcamp. We have CDs.
Yeah, we have CDs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Holler at us at a show or something.
Yeah.
Any shows coming up?
Deutschtown is this weekend. I don't know when this will...
Yeah, this might be coming out after that.
Yeah, I was thinking that one.
Deutschtown next year, though. Deutschtown 2019.
Deutschtown. We just
We're calling it now.
We just had a killer set at Deutschtown, and it went real great. And I don't know. I feel like we got some things, but Soda Club farewell show is
the week after this Saturday.
Maybe,
actually,
who knows?
A week away, just about.
Who knows when in time that will be? But yeah, we got a lot of stuff. We're always doing stuff, We're trying to get out of it, but we're always doing stuff here. So.
Would you like to do one more thing and play another song for us?
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be right back with one more performance from BBGuns. Give it up for BBGuns.
All right, this is one of the big numbers, I guess.
Yeah, this one was kind of popping. So
yeah, here you go, Lost Soul.
I'm just a lost soul, meant to wander all my days. I'm just a lost soul, keep on wandering to the grave. I'm just a lost soul, keep on wandering to the grave. I'm just a lost soul, oh no, keep on wandering to the grave. I walk the desert sands, been pondering and wondering if we'll ever meet again. The wind is like a whirlwind and it feels like the world's end. Oh God, I probably gotta follow your sins. I take a walk about, or swimming inside myself, I'm drowning within a sea of doubt. Can't you hear me now? Just fucking get me out. Show me the crown or throw me to the crowd. And I ain't giving a single shit about fitting in. And I'll be lying if I didn't say I'd feel like a kid again. And outside my life is like a night of fire. I find a wife and hide inside like I can fly, I'll take the knife. I can't remember what you say to me. My dream's just a routine, but it'll lay away. But now I don't sleep, but I just stay awake. Just think about it all way of yesterday. I'm just a lost soul, meant to wander all my days. I'm just a lost soul, keep on wandering to the grave. I'm just a lost soul, meant to wander all my days. I'm just a lost soul, oh no, keep on wandering to the grave.
It's a sunny summer Sunday, I'm running on the sun's rays. I'm puffing bubblegum J's and listening to drums play. Shade C got the beats knocking like a visitor. My ex just sent a text, she's pissed that I'm missing her. My life is gorgeous, I'm living free and formless. Still fucking with my brother from another till we corpses. Still don't give a fuck about a Forbes list or source clips. Just wanna pay my mortgage, ensure my firstborn's rich. His inheritance won't be the heirs of carriages, but the means to realize all his dreams and live to cherish it. You don't need the parishes to teach you to be grateful to see Paris, kid, because it teaches what a parent is. Let's stack the cash and ash the pack, let's elevate to celebrate. See many die by 25, God used to melanate. Praying for survival from my rivals and oppressors. Keep a Bible and a rifle by the lighters on my dresser.
I'm just a lost soul,
yes sir,
meant to wander all my days. I'm just a lost soul, keep on wandering to the grave. I'm just a lost soul, meant to wander all my days. I'm just a lost soul, oh no, keep on wandering to the grave. Hey, yeah.
Well, thank you all very much.
Old Game, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. They just performed a song. What was that first song that you guys performed?
That's called Blue.
Blue. All right. Well, you guys did not blue it. Never mind. Worked better in my head.
I like
so thank you guys for coming. This is actually at least half of you. This is the second time you've been on this podcast. This is the first time in front of a live audience.
Hello.
One day we're going to have a real audience here, I swear.
I think we scared them all away.
Well, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Y'all are one of my favorite local bands, so it's obviously I'm a fanboy. I'm wearing the shirt. So I just got to say I'm a little disappointed I didn't get another free shirt this time.
It's not the end of the night yet.
Ooh, okay. So I already talked to you two about this, but let's start from the beginning with the entire band now. I asked this to BBGuns, and I'll ask it to you. What drew you all to want to be musicians and play music and all of that? Why don't we start right down the line here with Eric?
I think my dad had a guitar in our house from as early as I can remember. And I remember getting a keyboard when I was like 8, maybe. And I could figure out how to play pretty simple melodies on it. I remember taking trumpet lessons for like a month. Didn't stick with that. I started actually playing the guitar when I was like 13. And then I got a drum set when I was 19. But as early as I can remember, my dad listened to tons of music. I have his like old punk vinyl collection. And so there was always like music happening in my house. The Beatles were playing all the time. 90s grunge stuff was playing all the time. My first CD was the Lion King soundtrack with Elton John.
Nice.
Who I love today.
If it was the Lion King soundtrack without Elton John, I'd be confused.
Yeah, right? Yeah, but that was, I remember I got my first CD player when I was like 9 years old, and I got that. And then shortly after, I guess I was just getting my brother's music, which I remember listening to like Green Day when I was 9, and like pretending to play the guitar in my room, but I had no idea why. And then I just slowly progressed from there. Yeah.
Brenda, how about you?
As far as playing music?
What gave you an interest to like even want to play music?
To want to play music. So both of my parents are musicians. So music, similar to Eric, has always been a big part of my life and has been since I was very little. I was always singing and writing stories when I was little, but I didn't actually start. Well, I guess I started the clarinet in the 5th grade, and I got my first guitar when I was 16. So yeah, things have it's always been a big part of my life.
Always been
I've always
around.
wanted to sing. Yeah, always wanted to sing. Dolores O'Riordan, Cranberries, I've loved since I was like 3 years old. So yeah.
Very cool. Tom, same question.
When I was like 12, my friend kind of just handed me a guitar and said, "Hey, we're gonna start a band." And I've just been playing ever since. I don't know. That's kind of the only thing that makes sense, you know?
I gotcha. Yeah. Josh?
I mean, for me, I guess it's the same as everybody else. I mean, music was... I mean, nobody in my family played any instruments. So we listened to a lot of Paul Simon and UB40 around the house. And that kind of got me into liking music, I guess. And I think I was in 9th grade, and we had a lock-in at our junior high. And the band that was playing lost their bass player. And I had never thought about
Where'd
playing
he
bass.
go?
What's that?
They lost the bass player? Did they ever find him?
He died. No, he didn't die.
Okay.
He quit. They kicked him out. But they asked me, and I learned to play the songs in 4 days. And from then on, I had the bug. I mean, from that day, I was in a band since I was 15. So it's, I can't imagine doing anything else. I mean, obviously I work, but I can't stop doing this, even if you force me.
When did Old Game get together?
What was that, like 2 years ago? Well, it depends what form of Old Game. This form has been, I think we're coming up on 2 years or something.
So
we were 2 years in June.
Okay.
How about just core? I assume was it you two that started it? When did that happen?
We started out under a different name, like 6 years ago. I think we met and started.
I didn't realize that long ago. What was the old name?
Good Thing.
Oh, I like that name.
Yeah, but there was another Good Thing. But now there's another old game.
That's a
but
bad
we were
thing.
there first, so.
Great. Well, that's awesome. When you guys sit down to write music, what's that process like?
Right now, especially with this current lineup, it's been a little different. Typically, as far as lyrics go, either Tom or I will write lyrics. So the songs that you see like one of us primarily singing on, that's the one that wrote most of that song. We definitely help each other with writing, though. Like, we bring each other lyrics and poems and stuff all the time, and we'll tweak. He usually tweaks mine more than I tweak his because I love how he writes. But and then we bring it to the full band, and everybody writes their own parts. These guys are amazing. I love all of them, and they've made songwriting a lot of fun.
I agree, and I'd like to hear another song from you.
Yeah, I think
would you
we
like
can
to
do
perform
that.
another song?
Yeah, we would love that.
Yes, What's this one going to be called?
This is called The Mayor of Mount Joy.
All right. Here's Old Game. That was an awesome song. Thank you for playing that.
Thank you.
Let's continue
Thank
our
you.
conversation now. So we were talking about writing music. Do you have any more music coming out shortly? Have you been working on anything new?
Yeah, we're about to go into the studio and record those 3 songs that you just heard. They're all new.
Cool.
And hopefully maybe 1 or 2 more. Maybe
How many
maybe a cover in
albums
there.
do you have out? as of
Just
now?
the one right
Just
now.
the one.
Just
Okay, yeah.
Flower Moon. So we're gonna do this EP, and then who knows what after that.
Is this process going to be any different from recording the first one?
Yes and no. We're going back to the same guy, Jay Vega from Wilderness Studio. So it's going to be the same, but we're going to be a little smarter about it, you know. So I think he has a lot of ideas, and so do we. So
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty excited this time. The last album, Eric had actually just. He was paid help at that time because we needed someone to do drums for us, and then we were lucky that he
now
wanted to
he's
stay.
not getting paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a fantastic deal.
Also, Josh is new to the recording. He wasn't there last time.
Josh is never getting paid.
Yeah, he's definitely never getting paid.
And he might get kicked out. We threatened to
He's getting
kick
kicked
him
out
after
after
every
this,
show.
This is actually Josh's last show.
Yeah.
You heard it first here.
Thank you, everyone. I enjoyed being in the band.
Hey, should we lock into your old school and see if we can find a new bass player?
I think we'll get in trouble if we lock ourselves into any school, Eric.
So let me ask you guys about the Pittsburgh music scene. What is your take on the current status of Pittsburgh music?
I think that obviously tons of bands are great in this city. There's tons of talent here. I think Pittsburgh's biggest problem is that it's the size of the city kind of can only support so much. So, I mean, you can play as much as you want. You have so many friends. Obviously, it's hard to garner a following with people. You could still get, a good crowd to come out, but it's hard to consistently play too much and for fear of people not coming because they just saw you like last week. So you can either play all the time, which is good for you as a band to get up and practice being in front of people and perfecting your craft, but I feel like it's the same for artists too, where like there's tons of talented artists in town, but not a whole lot of people with money that want to buy art, So it's just we have a great talent pool, but we don't have the benefactors to like help pull that weight on the other side,
Any other thoughts?
I plead the fifth.
I love it. We have a lot of good friends that we like to play with, but I agree.
Care to name drop any of your favorite
any
bands?
Yeah, any of Donnie's bands, Dinosaur, Cousin Bomas are some of our favorite people. You got Lawn Care and Rue, and I feel like I'm missing a bunch of people
BB
right
Guns.
now. BBGuns, yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, I definitely think we love the people that we get to play with here. I think it's a really supportive scene, especially as a female. I love the scene here. But I agree with Eric. Like we definitely enjoy going out of town too, just to like meet fresh faces. Like at the end of July, we're doing a show swap with a hip hop rock group called Sidekick Complex from Dayton, Ohio. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Cool. Do you plan on doing any more touring?
Yeah. Definitely. Especially, we're calming down a little bit, but especially after we make this new EP, we plan to go out with it, hopefully in the spring.
What else do you guys have on the horizon? Anything else you want to promote?
We just made a vinyl recently. That was pretty exciting, so we'll have those. Unfortunately, right now, the only way to get them is to... Well, I guess not, unfortunately, but the only way to get them is to come to our show. So
come to their shows.
So
when
come to the show.
Are you playing again?
We have a whole list. You just mentioned the Sidekick Complex one. I guess I shouldn't bother.
December 14th, Deutschtown. We're playing at 8 p.m.
That'll
Not
already
December,
happen.
July.
Okay, yeah.
July 14th.
July 14th, which
Heads
I think
up, there's
already
another
happened at
Deutschtown
this
happening
point.
In the North Pole instead
Yeah.
of the North Side.
Yeah.
Yeah, North Side.
It's at the ice rink.
So this weekend we're playing the festival. And then the 27th is the Dayton show, but the 28th we're playing at Club Cafe. Then we have August 10th here at Howlers with When Particles Collide. We're really excited for that. Yeah, Blue Clutch is joining us. They're a local band, also a favorite. And then the 11th, we're playing the Fourth River Music Collective Festival, which is at Owl Hollow. So those are kind of the next few months.
We also play in my basement a lot.
Yeah.
I literally
every week
didn't know we were playing any of these shows.
He never knows where we're going.
Well, good, because this is your last show anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're out of the band. So.
Is that why you don't ever know when we're playing? Because we kick you out every show?
I just don't pay attention anymore because I know it's going to happen.
All right, back to the junior high with you. So where can we find information about Old Game?
Oldgamemusic.com. Facebook.com/oldgamemusic. We're on Instagram. We're bandcamp.com, oldgame/bandcamp.com or .bandcamp. Spotify, all the music players. Where else? Eric's Basement. What were you going to say?
LimeWire?
I'm sure.
Probably.
Only the deep cuts you can find on there.
Napster, the Black Market, Silk Road.
All right. I'd love if you'd play one more song for us tonight.
Yeah, I think we can manage that.
What's this song called?
This one is called Whippick.
All right, and we'll be back with one more performance from Old Game. Thank you very much.
I'd stare at my hands all day, broken lights fading away. In my dream, those lines were out my escape. If I were you, I'd lay my body in a corner. I'd ask these concrete walls to hold me tight. I'd feel moving my feet and even moving my eyes. The sensation would remind me that I am alive. I'd pray to the God